black BMW sedan in and out of lane now speeding. Black sedan, erratic braking, swerving, and driving with no taillight.
March 4th, 2026. Just after 9 p.m., the authorities received reports of a black BMW moving erratically along a California freeway. Within minutes, police lights started flashing behind, and it pulled over. The driver? One of the most recognizable pop stars on the planet, Britney Spears. After a few hours of interrogation, she was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence and taken into custody before being released the next morning. At first glance, this looked like a routine DUI arrest. But then, something unusual happens. Authorities issued a statement. Headlines began flooding social media, and her Instagram account suddenly disappeared. People instantly started asking questions. Why was there such an immediate media response? And why did it feel like someone was already watching in the shadows, waiting for something like that to happen? The truth is, when you look deeper at Britney's past struggles, the years of legal battles over her freedom, and the timing of this latest incident, the situation starts to feel much bigger than a simple traffic stop. So, what really went wrong with Britney Spears? After the arrest, authorities reported that she displayed signs of possible impairment, so they conducted field sobriety tests before taking her into custody on suspicion of driving under the influence. She was booked and later released under a standard citation process. Legally speaking, this type of arrest is not unusual. Thousands of similar arrests happen every year. But for someone like Britney Spears, whose life has been under a microscope for decades, even a single incident can ignite a global conversation. To understand why this arrest has people talking, you have to understand the extraordinary history behind it. Britney Spears rose to fame in the late 1990s and quickly became one of the most successful pop stars in history. But the pressure of that fame was immense. Paparazzi followed her everywhere, her relationships became public spectacle, and every personal struggle became global news. Eventually, the pressure seemed to reach a breaking point. In 2008, after a series of very public personal crises, a court placed Britney under a conservatorship, controlled largely by her father. For more than a decade, major decisions about her career, finances, and even aspects of her personal life were controlled by others. It was one of the most controversial celebrity legal arrangements in modern history. Years later, fans began to question the arrangement. A movement known as #FreeBritney gained traction online, with supporters arguing that the singer deserved control over her own life. The campaign eventually reached global attention. Court hearings followed, documentaries were released, and finally, in 2021, the conservatorship was terminated. For the first time in more than a decade, Britney Spears was legally in control of her own life again, and many believed the long and painful chapter of her story had finally come to an end. Fast forward to late 2025. Britney made a massive business move. She sold the rights to her music catalog for around $200 million. For many artists, that kind of deal is life-changing. But the timing raised eyebrows. Just months after the sale, she was suddenly arrested. A coincidence? Probably, but some online communities weren't convinced. Some theories suggested powerful industry figures might still want control over Britney's brand and reignite discussions about whether she is capable of managing her life independently. But there is another side to the story that is just as important to consider. Some observers believe the arrest may actually point to something much simpler and much more concerning. Britney Spears has previously faced public struggles involving mental health during difficult periods of her life. These concerns were even echoed by her ex-husband, Kevin Federline, who said in an October 2025 interview with Piers Morgan that he feared their children could one day lose their mother if things did not improve.
I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm trying to put a perspective on it and show people that help is needed now because time is running out.
And when you say time is running out, what do you mean?
It's exactly what it sounds like. I don't want my kids waking up having to deal with the unimaginable.
Their mother might die.
Yes.
So, if she was truly impaired while driving, authorities may have been acting not to punish her, but to protect both her and the public. In situations like this, arrests can sometimes be the first step toward intervention, evaluation, or support. In other words, what some people interpret as a conspiracy might actually be the legal system responding to someone who genuinely needs help. And if that is the case, the situation becomes less about career control and more about concern. Still, the global reaction to the arrest shows just how unique Britney Spears' situation remains. Very few people on Earth have lived such a public life. Every mistake becomes national news. Every rumor becomes a headline. Every moment becomes another chapter in a story that millions of people feel emotionally invested in. So, when the news of her arrest broke, it didn't just become another incident. It became a worldwide discussion. Right now, the truth remains unclear. Maybe this was simply a bad decision on one difficult night. Maybe the pressure of fame still weighs heavily after decades in the spotlight. Or maybe, as some people believe, there are still forces behind the scenes who benefit when Britney Spears appears unstable. At this point, only time will reveal the full story. But when you step back and look at the entire timeline, the meteoric rise to fame, the public breakdown, the years of legal control, the fight for independence, and now this sudden arrest, it becomes impossible not to ask the question, what went wrong? Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoy the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.